overcome your fear of being seen in a very short amount of time. I have no idea how long this video is going to be, but we're going to just rapid fire. I'm going to go through a couple different things with you that are really going to help with your fear of being seen, especially if you're someone who knows that you're destined to be a leader, someone who knows that you're destined to be someone who's going to just create something beautiful that's really going to help people, but you're having this deep-rooted fear of being canceled, of people, hating your work at the same time that they maybe like your work, of a lot of visibility, this feeling of cringe every time you go to speak or you post something or you create something or you write something and you're just like, oh, I don't know if it's perfect, I don't know if it's right. Let's just erase all that shit right now. It's going to be hopefully this is going to be a very short video. And you guys already know we're beginning Ogun energy in a few days. You have a few days to sign up for that. So excited for that. So many people have signed up already. But this is what I want to tell you. If you have a fear of being seen, especially when it comes to your work, you're thinking about yourself way too much. When we have a desire, when we have a calling, many times we have a tendency as humans to only see ourselves in it, see the work that we have to do, see all the things that we maybe will have to sacrifice, see all the things that maybe will have to go and be moved and be changed and shifted in order for us to get to that desire. But the quickest way to manifest your desires and receive the courage and receive that fearlessness at an even faster rate is going to be to see your desire and then see every single person who's going to benefit from that desire. See every single person whose life is going to be changed. See every single person who is going to really feel this deep sense of relief or really receive that solution that they really need or really just get to a new breakthrough in their lives because of the work that you're putting out, because of the things that you are offering to the world. When you're able to see the desire and then completely take yourself out of it and then see everybody else who will benefit from that desire, then it becomes a lot less about you and a lot more about what exactly the offering is, a lot more about tapping into the version of you who really needed it. And reminder, I say this in all my classes, but I'm going to say it again. Your purpose is the thing that you needed on your darkest day. You guys know my darkest day was my anger issues, was my homelessness, was my having to figure things out and starting my life over at 21 because I got myself into this huge altercation. And in my darkest day, I needed someone to tell me that just because I made mistakes, just because I had all this trauma that I was carrying around, just because I silenced myself for so long and I allowed other people to silence me doesn't mean that I don't deserve to move forward and tell my story. Doesn't mean that I don't deserve to be seen and heard. Doesn't mean that I don't deserve to really come forth and allow myself to step forward as a leader and as someone who knows that they've always been put on this earth to help people. That's what I needed on my darkest day. And so when you think about your darkest day, whether it's even a physical issue that you may have had or an issue with finances or an issue with family or an issue with your house, even, doing something with your hands, some really, horrible thing that's happening with your air conditioning, whatever the case is, I don't know. But regardless, the times that have been the hardest for you, the solutions that you needed in those moments are meant to be part of your purpose. And I know some people may be like, well, how does that really apply to me? Well, you are meant to help people. You are meant to initiate people through whatever problems that you have moved through, whatever problems that you specifically have been initiated into. And so when you see your desire, whether your desire is more money, whether your desire is recognition, whether your desire is visibility, whether your desire is to help people, you have to see that desire and then take yourself out of it and see everyone who will be helped from those things. Everyone who will be helped from you helping to solve this problem for other people. Everyone who will be helped from you putting your work out there, putting your offering out there. And then when you're allowing yourself to see the bigger picture, what ends up happening is you stop hyper-fixating on your ego. You stop hyper-fixating on your cringe. You stop hyper-fixating on the things that just allow you to get in your head and stop you from actually doing the things that you've been saying you want to do, that stop you from really putting your work out there, that stop you from really becoming revolutionary. You stop worrying about who's going to cancel you and who's going to say that you're wrong, who's going to say that you're lying, and you start fixating and focusing rather on everyone who will really be able to benefit from this work, from this offering that you're doing. Many times we have this tendency, just as humans, we have a tendency of just being extremely egocentric and self-absorbed. And the thing here is being egocentric and self-absorbed isn't necessarily the problem, because that's the starting point. But the issue is when we land there and we stay there. You have to be egocentric and self-absorbed to have the ability to reflect deeply enough on your own self and no one else to see, what was I initiated into? What did life really move me through? And that is exactly the piece of the puzzle to what you need to know of how you are meant to express your purpose. That does involve a sense of self-centeredness. But then we come to the middle and we center within the self, and then we allow ourselves to expand into our reality, expand into our environment, expand into our community. And I want to tell you something else that is extremely important. I need you to let go of the guilt of wanting more. I need you to let go of the guilt of feeling like, well, there's so many things that are happening in the world. There's so many people who aren't receiving justice. There's so many people who are going through all these different things. Yes, they are. And this is part of the mechanism that the powers that be, whatever the fuck that means, want us to really feel. Well, we should want less because other people are suffering. But in reality, when you allow yourself to step into this idea of more, it's not about the money as the end goal. It's not about the whatever other side effects as the end goal. It's about you getting louder, you becoming clearer, you using your voice, you being a solution to others, you allowing your purpose to be the solution to someone else's problem, you allowing yourself to step forward into higher levels of visibility, you allowing yourself to step forward into higher levels of being, of not numbing yourself within this system and just pushing down your desires over and over again and telling yourself that it's gratitude when in reality you're settling. When you allow yourself to say, I want more, I'm going to go for it. It's not the more that is the prize in the end. It's who you become on that journey. And with more, you're able to give more. With more, you're able to offer more to the world. With more embodiment and more groundedness inside of yourself, you're able to really use your voice in an even more louder, even more efficient way to help those that are suffering, to help those that need you, to help those that need their stories to be heard. But if you continue to force yourself into feeling like and eating this guilt for wanting more, then you'll continue to perpetuate and keep this system alive that's trying to tell us that we should not want to change anything, that we are not enough to change anything, that we are not enough to actually move the needle forward. This is exactly what they want us to feel. This is exactly what they want us to think, is that we shouldn't want more. But in the quest of more, we become more of ourselves. Not more from a space of what other people say is success, but more from a space of what you have defined as success, so that you can get to those higher levels of embodiment within yourself, so that you can make a difference. Every higher spiritual teaching is paradoxical. Every higher spiritual teaching is paradoxical. I was having someone comment on my reel the other day when I talked about comparison, and I talked about this energy of alchemizing jealousy to allow it to be a mirror for looking into ourselves and seeing what we more deeply want to express. And someone said, well, this doesn't apply to me pretty much because I don't compare myself. Well, I don't do this on it. First of all, I know you're lying, but that's number one. Number two, when we talk about deep levels of alchemy, what we're also bringing up is this idea of paradox. The more that we lean into jealousy, the less jealous that we become. What I mean by that is the more intimate we get with our emotions, the less they have control over us. The closer we get to our emotions, the less they have control over us. So the more that we allow ourselves to want more and just allow that feeling of desire to just simply be there, the less that we actually want, because we realize it's all ours. So we have to understand that these higher levels of spiritual teachings, they don't end on cookie cutter, stop comparing yourself bullshit. They end in this idea of all. They end in this idea of paradox. They end in this idea of non-duality. And so when we talk about being seen, when we lean even more into our fear of being seen, when we allow the fear and the shame to actually push us forward to show us exactly what is the thing that I'm afraid of people finding out about me the most, and how can I lead and start my videos with this? How can I lead and start my work with this? How can I lead and start everything that I'm about to give to this world? How can I lead with this? When you lead and lean more into it, the less power it has over you. The less power it has over you, right? Do you know, I was just talking about this on live. Do you know how relatable it would be for somebody to literally start a video and say, I feel really scared about making this. This is how my body feels even saying this story, and I'm gonna say it anyway. We have to understand that your fear of being seen many times is due to you stopping and ending at self-absorption. And you have to really understand that your story is not just about you. It's not just about you. It's about every single person who will benefit from you telling your truth. Allowing yourself to be seen fully in your truth, fully as yourself. It's not just an offering to you. It's not just an offering to your inner child. It's not just an offering to all the different aspects of you who are terrified of being celebrated. But it's also an offering to every single person who will see themselves in you. It's also an offering to every single person who will feel liberated by your embodiment. It's also an offering to every single person who couldn't put words to what they were feeling, but you somehow put words to it. Couldn't put form into how they wanted to express themselves, but you somehow put form to it. So to every single person who deeply feels that need to be seen, by you allowing yourself to be seen, you become a point of inspiration for them. By you telling your story, you allow their voice to be heard as well. But by you stepping forward, you allow other people to also be seen as well. And I need you to understand that it's so much more than you. This whole thing, your offering, your story, whatever you want to do, it's so much more than you. It's so much more than you. When you tap into that aspect of oneness, when you tap into that aspect of connectedness, when you tap into that aspect of all the people who will benefit from you stepping into this, it becomes so much easier to sit with that cringe. It becomes so much easier to sit with those feelings of just weirdness and just like shiftiness. It becomes so much easier to sit with those feelings of quote unquote embarrassment. It becomes so much easier for you to sit with those feelings that are really deeply uncomfortable because you have taught yourself for so long to sit in that fucking cage as long as you can because you don't deserve to get out of it. It becomes so much easier. But you need to step out of this space of only seeing yourself in the picture. You're not talking to an audience that has nobody in it. You're talking to the world. You never know who your work is going to reach. You never know who exactly will be changed and transformed by your things, by your offerings. And so it's not about you. That's the fact of the matter. It's never about you. Your audience is the hero. Your community is the hero. And so the sooner that you understand that, the easier and easier it will be for you to step fully into your power. It becomes less about you and it becomes more about the entire greater good of humanity. I think if you take anything away from this video, I just want you to release the guilt for wanting more, for desiring more. And I want you to understand that it's not about the desire, it's about the journey of who you'll become as you literally become your desire. And I want you to understand that your story is so much, it encompasses more than what you ever can imagine right now. And by you showing up consistently and by you allowing yourself to be seen consistently, what you do is you break your heart open and you allow other people to feel something that they couldn't even put their words on, couldn't even put their finger on, but you break something open for other people as well. So, ciao. If you're ready to tell your story and build something revolutionary, you already know Ogun Energy is starting in a few days. And no, you cannot take this later. This is the only time to sign up. It's a community-led course. And of course, 7 live classes by me and 14 community classes as well. So I'll see you there. Adabo.